Well, she has been making music for over 25 years, an artist known and loved around the world. Here to talk about her latest music collection, which benefits the Wounded Warriors Project. It's an exclusive at the Cracker Barrel Old Country store. The name of the album, Love Heals. The artist, Miss Wynonna.
Wow.
Good to have you here.
That was really something.
Did you?
That sounded really professional.
We try every once in a while. We get a little
I
lucky.
know, I just got this. It came out today.
A restaurant, a store, both?
You know what it is? It's to me like an institution. It's kind of like, you know, when you grow up, you remember, you know, going to IHOP, or you remember these places that you went as a family. And I grew up going there, and it's just so natural for me to, I mean, these are my people. Let's face it, these are my fans. These are the people that, you know, I sing to every week. And just the thrill of knowing that some little 10-year-old's coming out of the store with a Sparkle Wynonna shirt thrills my soul. And, you know, it's just a win-win. I get to do what I love what I do, and give back and benefit others. So it's pretty much one of those things that you don't have to really think too long about.
When you mentioned the Sparkle shirt, I don't know if people understand that there's the Wynonna collection that's in there as well.
Yes.
In addition to the
about
CD,
that part.
yeah.
You're right.
I mean, there's shirts and there's mugs.
There's stuff that girls like, and you know, if you're a boy and you like sparkles, come on, you know, get it for your sister, you know, your mom. It's one of those things where I'm always trying to figure out a way to connect with the fans, whatever it takes. You know, I've been doing this 25 years, as you said, so I'm always trying to figure out what the next thing is that God wants me to do. And yes, it's merchandise and it's about profit. More than that, it's about communication and connection for me. It's about fellowship. I mean, you've been with me on stuff. You know how I am. I'm very much about making that connection with the fan, especially the idea of someone who doesn't really know about me, but maybe is with their mom or dad, and their mom and dad pick up the CD and they discover me through that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm excited by the opportunity. It's happening for a reason. I'm very patriotic, don't get me started. Yet, the fact that it's the Wounded Warrior, there's a special place in my heart, because I do go visit at Walter Reed, and I know a lot of the military families. So it's changed my life.
The Wounded Warriors Project, we should mention, of course, provides assistance to those soldiers who are injured overseas, and also helps and gives retreats to the caretakers here that are stateside. So it's something that is tremendous and obviously very important to you. We talk about this CD. I don't know, it almost seems it was so great for me to listen to and put it in the Jeep and blast it, because She Is His Only Need kicks off the album. Like, man, I haven't heard that in a while. Was it kind of like going back in time for you?
It is. It's like taking out the scrapbook and going back through everything again. You know, I'm in the studio now making a new record, yet I just sang that for the first time the other night. You know, I'm doing these shows back at Billy Bob's and all these places that I played with my mom, and here I am returning again. So it's definitely a visit to the well, sort of a backtracking. And I go and, you know, just got through talking to somebody here about, you know, back in 85 or 86 when we made Love Can Build a Bridge? Somewhere in there, you know, so we're revisiting and we're sort of reminiscing, I guess would be the word.
Some of the new tracks on here, too, that people are going to get to see. I did not know Let Your Light Shine. Have you recorded that before?
I recorded it for the last record, and it just didn't fit the project, and so we were holding it for, you know, my gospel record, my inspirational record, and it just made sense to put it on this one because it's a song that I do for my daughter, Grace. We were in the car one day, and she heard it. Keb Mo's one of my favorite songwriters, and we've hung out and written together, and she just said, Mom, I like that song. And for her age, you know, to be 10 at the time and say, you know, she knows good music when she hears it, right? You know how kids are. And so it just was one of those communication things. It's tough to talk to your 10-year-old, but through a song, you know, you can communicate stuff. And so it became our anthem.
There's a lot, and it's interesting that you say that, because you listen to songs, and I said it's healing through music, and to have that appropriate title.
I'm huge on that now. You know, I guess I'm at that age where, with raising teens and realizing how important it is that we communicate certain messages, I can do more with a song, like writing a song for Ashley, than I can sometimes even speaking it to her. You know, I can put emotions into a song that are more difficult to express, you know, personally and in person sometimes. And with music, you're right, it heals. Goes straight to the heart. You know, it doesn't go through the head and through the filter. It just goes zap right into the heart. And that's why I think I communicate that the best through music, if that makes any sense.
Makes complete sense. And coming up, we're going to meet some of the folks that have partnered up with you. Spokesman from the Wounded Warriors Project. When we come back with Wynonna, right here on the street. Stay with us. Welcome Welcome back. Wynonna with us. Love Heals is a 12-song collection of her hits throughout the years and exclusive at Cracker Barrel Old Country Store. The CD benefits the Wounded Warriors Project. Well, joining us in the studio from the Wounded Warriors Project, welcome Sergeant Heath Calhoun and his wife Tiffany, and Chief Warrant Officer Gary Linfoot and his wife Mary. Good to have you guys here. Talk about when you guys first got back and addressing this to, Mary and to Tiffany. When the guys first come back, the frustrations and the help that you guys also needed to help your husbands in getting them back to where they should be. Talk a little bit about the Wounded Warriors Project stepping in.
Well, we had, with the Wounded Warrior Project, a lot of support from the headquarters and to people in the hospital, constantly there, telling us things that our next step and what we need to do as far as benefits and programs they have out there for us as well. So there was a lot of support from the Wounded Warrior Project staff and getting with the warriors and their family.
For the caretakers, I don't think people realize that, when you guys come home, the support system that you need at home, and the pressure then is on you. The Wounded Warrior Project steps up for the caregivers. Talk a little bit about these retreats that they actually do.
I was able to go on a retreat, and it was just an awesome experience for me because I was able to meet other spouses of wounded warriors who go through much of the same thing that I do. And so it's nice to be able to talk to someone, because you can talk to another friend, and unless somebody understands, it's really hard to get kind of that reassurance that you need and that you appreciate. And you also get a lot of information from people that have been there and worked through different systems and things like that. So you really know that you're supported, that you're cared about, that you have resources when you need to make a phone call and talk to someone, or any kind of other resources that you might need, such as maybe some kind of training or supplies or equipment that maybe weren't available, you didn't know where to get them. That is just an awesome thing for us to be able to do.
I heard you say something about when we first met that you don't get to take a holiday, and I would imagine that for you all, knowing that you're not alone, we're not terminally unique. Sometimes, though, when we get in our hell, we think, we are the only one who's ever experienced this kind of pain. I can imagine that it would, you just said support. I mean, that's the most important thing, is to know that you're not alone. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get involved in this, is to be a part of, it's like, there's a lot I can't do, but boy, I can do this, And so I think we all feel helpless and hopeless at times. Mm-hmm. But when you get together, everybody sort of picks up the slack and bonds and in your weakness to become stronger as a group. So I was really impressed by their story.
When you talk about, doing CDs, the Wounded Warriors Project, and teaming up with celebrities like Wynonna, Montgomery Gentry, obviously ups the level and spreads the word on who you guys are and what the project does in the organization. And I said, Wynonna's a lot like E.F. Hutton, and maybe I'm dating myself, but when you talk, people are listening.
Well, and it gets me a good seat at Cracker Barrel. No, seriously, my mom always said our name is worth something. Even when we were on welfare, she would always say, a good name is really, for us, that's the way she taught me. She said, strive for excellence, and that's what I love about the military. I learned a lot about work ethic and loyalty and commitment. My mother raised us very, very military at times. She believed in child labor and, there's no crying in baseball. I mean, it was very much Ashley and I, hoeing our row, as they say. So I get that sort of, show up, suit up and show up was sort of our motto, no matter what was going on in our lives. So I just have a lot in common with these families. I feel them and I sense them when I'm singing these songs. When I did Army Wives, I just could feel the entire, family network, the family of choice that I've adopted, and I feel like we're all in this together. As corny as it sounds, it's like I'm in the Lord's Army, and so I feel like I'm sort of on the ground, marching through my storms to show people if I can do it, anybody can, and same with you. You have to tell your story to inspire other people.
Well, a beautiful way to help. Just go to Cracker Barrel, pick up this CD and any of the Wynonna collection, and of course benefits this great organization, the Wounded Warriors Project. Wynonna, thank you very much. Heath, Tiffany, Mary, Gary, thank you very much.